Okay folks, before I start cutting these dovetails, I need to lay them out. And there's a couple of ways of doing this. And that's one, using the ruler. And this is a favourite of Chris Becksford, if I pronounce his name correctly. Now, using the ruler, this is what you don't do. You don't lay it across like this, right? And the reason being is, in this instance, this is 3.5 inches long, okay? So half of a 3.5 is 1 3/4. But what if this was 3 7/16, or 3 5/16, or 3 3/16? Now, you can work out what is half of that, but you're going to go cross-eyed if you're going to use rulers like this. This is an old Rabone. It's I would call this the blind man's rule, which is perfect for people who got poor eyesight, and majority of us folks who are in their 50s and above have poor eyesight. So when you're gonna work out what's half of 3 3/16, you're gonna go into the 30 seconds. Now, you're never gonna find that on this rule. Okay, so you can pick up another rule that's got 30 seconds on there, and you can go cross-eyed if you want to do that. But it's not ideal, right? But, you know, each to their own. If you want to go down that road, you can. If you're using millimeters, you definitely can go down that road, because millimeters is very, very simplistic. So the proper way of doing it is you angle the ruler. So you angle it until you reach the nearest number, and the nearest number here is 4 inches. So from there to there is 4 inches, and half of that is 2, right? So then you strike a line upwards. Now I forgot to mention that you got to mark your dovetail. So I'm going to use 1/4 inch, right? You can use 3/8, you can use 5/6, you can use whatever you want. There's not a fixed number. So I'm going to use 1/4 inch. Then you mark you strike your line. Then, right, use a chisel. You can use an 1/8 to make it a very skinny dovetail. Or you can, when I say skinny, it's just from the top. So, you know, anyway, you know what I mean. Or you can use 1/4 inch, you can use whatever you want, right? And then you place that on the line, and, you know, you've worked it out. So that's pretty good. It works really, really good. The other way is a method that Alan Peters, God rest his soul, he was a brilliant woodworker and a true master at his craft. And he is a great loss to the woodworking community, but he died of old age, natural causes. So the other way to do this is to use a pair of these, and to enable the lines to be visible, use some masking tape. And that's from, this tip is from, what's his name, the guy who is the editor of Fine Woodworking, Petrovic, something like that. That's his surname, but I don't rightly remember his name because I don't read the magazine often enough. So you mark that, you tape that, with the masking tape. Let me just check the battery on this phone. Okay. So now this is set to 1/4 inch. Okay. So now I can just peel this off. And now with this other one, I set it on the edge of here, right? I have a look, and then I flip it, and I go, you know what? This is not enough. I need a larger gap. So I move it inwards. And try it one more time. It's trial and error. It's trial and error. Okay, so now when you're happy with that, then you dig it in. So I'm going to press, right, and remove that, and that's it. So now I have spacing which seems to be about 1/4 inch. Yep, exactly 1/4 inch. And now I can mark that off. Just move that. Now, what I did forget to do was pull out my my dovetail marker. So then I just mark that off there and start cutting away. Alright, so I'll be back. I'm going to charge the phone and we'll progress from there.